Hello, my name is Joyce J. Scott. I'm a visual and performing artist who lives here in Baltimore, Maryland. When I say I'm a visual artist, I am an artist who employs beadwork in most of the mediums that I work within, but I'm also an artist who uses glass. I'm a printmaker. Now, as a performing artist, I've written and performed in a lot of work around the United States, the Caribbean, Europe. I'm also a singer. But I, who comes from one of those classic African-American backgrounds, parents up from the Carolinas. My father picked tobacco in North Carolina. My mother picked cotton in South Carolina. Coming farther north to Baltimore, which is still the South, folks, to get jobs. My mom did all kinds of work, being a nanny. My father worked at Bethlehem Steel, a steel worker, a crane operator. I come from a very blue-collar background. And we actually churned butter in our house. We did very hands-on things that all come from a very craftsman's, homemade kind of background. My mother's side of the family are multi-generational craftspeople, so they were potters and weavers and spinners, and they caned chairs. My grandfather was a blacksmith. You name it, they did it. This desire to be right up front and all into the jam, into the mix, into the jism of the art, that's what I got from them. I've been an artist for as long as I can remember. It's something that I always wanted to be. Nate even felt that it was me to begin with, my inner me. I do art because it's my best voice. I'm not a politician, but I like to do work that's politically and socially oriented. I'm not a preacher, but I believe that there are ethics and morals in my work. How do I rid myself of my demons and feel creative? I do it by being an artist. I'm not always looking for an emotion. I'm looking for involvement. I want my audience to really feel involved in the artwork that I make and leave with something, whether they agree with me or not, whether they disagree, whether they're befuddled or just angry at the work I do. And trust me, people have told me all these things as well as love the work. I want the work to be something more than eye candy or decoration for a wall from your interior designer. Well, I'm an African American, and I was born in 1948, raised in the 50s, and started growing up really in the 60s. So this is a time when Black Power and the idea of feminism and the idea about self was very important, that introspection. And along with the things you do about becoming a better person, you also look at your ethnicity, which is Africa. Africa has influenced me greatly because it's a country, excuse me, that still takes part in very primal work. They don't have everything made by computers or by machines. They still are doing first-person, hands-on artwork, and that's what I do. Africa also has a long, long bead history, and as a bead artist, it's a place that I would look forward to studying at, looking at their artwork. I have also traveled to Africa, and it's that thing about being inspired and influenced and getting that spunky, spicy taste from people who look like you, who are your font. We're in a culture where for a very long time African Americans were made to believe that we were less because of our ethnicity, our progeny, but you find out that we're the beginning of all races. So I really don't know if I have a definition for art. I know people do. If it is, it's just something alchemical. It's some kind of magic. It's some kind of super duper healing force that makes me so mesmerized by it. I want to not only stay in it, I want to become it. I want to be an artist. I even want to be art. It's the thing that cultures have always went after. They've always sought. When they open up tombs or they find like bones, they usually find a necklace or something that they've tied onto themselves or something that they've adorned attached to their body because they were striving to be creative, that creative impulse or force. So that's what art is for me. It is this special breath of life. It's a unique way of breathing. It's truth.